quick break. Okay. Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Village of Bartlett Committee of the Whole meeting for September 2nd, 2014. I call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Ahrens? Here. Kammerer?
Here.
Carbonaro?
Here.
Martin?
Here.
Ranke?
Here.
Shipman? Absent. President Wallace?
Here. Only item on our agenda is under the Planning and Zoning Committee. Chairman Kammerer.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have two items on the agenda this evening. The first would be from a petitioner, Pastamia, represented by Peter Caruso. He's the owner. Subject site is 160 Bartlett Plaza, Bartlett Shopping Center, east of the northeast corner of Main Street and Devon. And his request is for special use permits for one, an outdoor seating, and two, live entertainment. Perhaps, Jim, you could give us more expand on this concept.
Thank you, Trustee Kammerer. Recently, Pastamia expanded their operation, and with it, expanded their outdoor seating area. When we originally talked to them, they were looking at possibly putting an outdoor seating area in the parking spaces around it, right in front of it. That didn't work out with them and the property owner, so they decided to expand their seating area underneath the canopy. They put in a nice fence with decorative flowers and kept a walkway out there. We approached them, asked them to petition for their special use, and they also have been doing some live entertainment in there, so similar to like our other restaurants and venues in the town who have the live entertainment. They have petitioned for that as well. They are asking for a petition for this outdoor space, for the outdoor seating, and not to exceed seating for 25 people in the outdoor area, and the petition for live entertainment indoors for approximately 2 times per month. They currently would keep their same restaurant hours. They have plenty of parking in the shopping center. It's a nice-looking outdoor facility. I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. And they are hoping to move on forward to the Plan Commission for their special use public hearing.
Any questions from the board?
They already have seating outside.
They have had seats outside. We looked in the past. There apparently was some approval by the shopping center owner for when they were smaller to have that, but then they kind of expanded a little bit bigger. And
they may not have served alcohol out there.
They didn't have, this allows them to have the full outdoor seating with the alcohol service and the food, and they never had the fencing there, so they got the fencing, and their petition, because of the vast amount of things we have to do, kind of was put back on the agenda, and we're trying to move forward with them.
Thanks, Jim.
Any other questions from the board? If not, then I think we will send this off for the special use permits for outdoor seating to the Plan Commission.
Thank you.
Right. Second thing on the agenda tonight is Artis Senior Living of Bartlett. Jay Hicks, on behalf of Artis Senior Living, is the petitioner. The subject is 991 South Route 59, east side of Route 59, south of Apple Valley Drive. The request is a preliminary subdivision, preliminary PUD plan for Lot 1, and a special use for the PUD planned unit development. And once again, Jim, if you could give us some more details, we would appreciate it.
This is a project you had previously seen as a concept plan. Artis, the property I'll show the picture of the property just south of Apple Valley Drive. That 10 acres has been vacant for some time. When you talk to Artis at the concept level, essentially you were favorable to his initial use of their initial use for a 72-unit memory care facility on the proposed Lot 1. And then the rest of the 10-acre site, primarily Lot 2, would be 5.19 acres. And then there's also a detention area lot that is 1.85 acres. when you talked to them before, when you told them to come back with a use list for the vacant property, they did that. So in addition to their senior living center, which is in the front lot on the 3.26 acres with these building elevations, they have a use list for Lot 2, which includes residential uses, which is either attached and detached single-family, office, business, or professional uses, medical and dental clinics, educational institutions, non-boarding, daycare, religious institutions, financial institutions and offices, health clubs and recreational facilities, nursing homes, retail uses, or personal services. So that is the list that they are proposing for the balance of the site, for this Lot 2. Right now, they don't have anybody interested in it, but they'd like to proceed on with their subdivision, their project, which is a nice memory care facility that's needed in the community, and move on to Plan Commission. And in the future, if somebody wants to develop Lot 2, it will come back to you for similar kind of site plan review and at your discretion, one of those list uses if that ends up being in the final ordinance. And that's where they're at. They are here in the audience, represented by council. And so if you have any questions of them or me, I'll be glad to answer. But they also would like to proceed on the Plan Commission.
Any questions by the
Single-family
board?
homes,
I guess so.
multifamily too? Or no?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I'm sorry.
You have questions? Go ahead.
Yes, single-family homes is one of their okays on their list. With multifamily too, if there were,
I think their use list as phrased would be includes attached or detached single-family dwelling, duplexes, or multifamily dwelling units. Sorry, I didn't read the whole list.
that's all I wanted to know.
Didn't we, when we were negotiating with, Ritz, I can't remember. But
Windsor?
Didn't we ask for some kind of connecting drive between the shopping center and this site?
Yes, a number of years ago, we asked, when it was Apple Valley Drive a number of years ago, and the previous development with Windsor Development, we asked for a connection up here.
Yeah.
They were not successful in getting that connection, they being the previous developers. This developer approached these same owners for asking for a cross connection. They were not successful in getting a cross connection, so they chose to move their access point, and they are dealing with IDOT, who would give them a right in, right out. These property owners do not want that cross connection. And I'm not talking to them anymore because the last time I did, we got sued by the previous developer. And I'll let Brian explain that.
Some other time.
Yeah,
Some other
right.
time, yeah. We have to do something about your people's skills.
Yeah. I thought I asked nicely.
He just raised his voice right there.
The gentleman who was here at the time in that shopping center, he was a dentist and a lawyer, which is always a deadly combination. So.
I have no further questions.
Painful, too.
Yeah, I was a little afraid on that one. I would just say with those uses, again, it's a PUD they're requesting for that Lot 2,
right.
The balance of the property. Some of those uses may need greater access than a right-in, right-out. So I think it would have to be clear that the approval of a preliminary PUD is not approval of access, tacit, implied, whatever, that there would have to be a traffic study, and it would be the board's discretion whether or not to approve of those uses. The uses may be fine, but access is a whole separate issue, and I don't know that those uses listed could survive on a shared drive with, right in, right out. So that would be my point, and that's something that would be a reasonable condition that could be added to a special use ordinance that approves of the PUD, where they'll be further along with what they're proposing on the front parcel, the memory care unit on Lot 1. But they don't really have anything locked in. It's just for a use list for the balance of the property. And I'm sure they're designing the detention to be a shared detention. Yes.
I know it's been the desire of the board to have something there for a long time, and perhaps senior facility has not been high on the list. However, I've been in Bartlett for 25 years, and I know that property's been vacant probably longer than that. I think there was a farmhouse on it when I came in, or a barn, and they tore that down. And I don't think I am. And I don't think we've had anybody kind of beating down the barn to come into that lot, have we?
It's been quite a while.
Yeah. So I personally see it as a need in our society that needs to be fulfilled someplace, and I think that there's a good chance that a good portion of the people sitting in this room someday may need a facility like that. And if we're not going to put it in Bartlett, where are they going to put it? And I think it has the potential to bring in some good things into town, and that's my take on it.
Yeah, I think we asked the petitioners the first time, had they thought of, because it's more problematic, like the attorney said, to get somebody back in the back that's going to share this drive. Would one of you remind us, had you thought of putting your facility toward the back of that lot?
You want to go up there, Jay, and just...
And we asked that.
I think we asked that,
We
didn't
did
we?
ask that.
Yes.
Because this is like pretty prime real estate for retail.
Could you ask the question again, just to make sure?
And forgive me if we've asked this the last time, but I know that the difficulty, I guess, for the village and other people that you're going to have to try to get to move into this back lot is this shared drive. Have you folks considered putting your facility in the back and still trying to put other users in the front of the lot?
We did. We like the visibility. It's not like retail shopping, but visibility is important to us. And by locating in the front, I think we sort of set the tone for the balance of the property. I think we'd be hard-pressed to put anything more intense on the back. Whereas if we went to the back, there may be a compulsion to put retail up front, which wouldn't be the most accommodating neighbor under some circumstances for us. So for those two reasons, we felt the front of the property was the preferred spot for us.
And I think I recall you guys have other facilities too, like two other facilities similar to this?
We're in the process in Elmhurst right now, and we have a site on the north side of Chicago near Wrigley that we're working on. And we're coming close on sites in the southern suburbs and further northern suburbs right now.
Obviously, access is an issue with this piece. Retail would be hard pressed to be supported with a right in, right out.
Yeah, our intent was not to. I'm sorry. The list of uses we gave you, those terms of those land uses come right from your ordinance. We put those in there. We're open to refining that list. We're open to performance criteria. We concluded, given the nature of our traffic generation, we don't need that interparcel access, although we dutifully did our best to try to get it, and finally concluded we don't need it. The people in the back, whoever we sell to, it would be somebody that we've all, a list of somebody drawing on that list of use that's been vetted, the neighbors have seen, you've seen, Planning Commission has seen. If they feel they need that access or are required to get that access, that's certainly something that we fully expect staff, the Planning Commission, yourselves to impose upon them. So it wasn't an intent to have the uses override the need to meet traffic considerations and things of that sort. And we're open to that connection happening at some point.
And forgive me also for being repetitive on the number, but I know that you guys had mentioned when you were here before, I might be going there sooner rather than later. How many total clients typically, like in a facility like this?
72 single occupancy
72,
rooms.
And again, those are frequently visited by relatives and friends, I'm sure, so.
Not as frequently as you might think or we all would like. is the reality of it.
I'm just thinking about businesses going out for lunch and things like that.
Well, we think we enhance the businesses that are already there. I mean, there are visitors, there is staff. I think that's a positive. Certainly isn't a traffic problem, but certainly there are going to be people coming there that need services.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the board? If not, well then I would suggest that we go ahead and put this on to the Plan Commission for their review
Thank you.
and conduct the public hearing. Thanks very much. And that would be the end of what I have.
That concludes Mr. Kammer. Nothing left on the agenda. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Trustee Kammer, seconded by Trustee Martin. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Aaron's,
Yes.
Camera,
Yes.
Carbonaro,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Ranky.
Yes. We are adjourned.